up guys? So this is like the ugly side of the actual paint job is this overspray right here of primer. And I guess when they were wet sanding, this seal right here got pretty filthy. The rug and the mat is filthy. There's you could see their paint line right here, pretty obvious. There will be, but there's a lot of overspray in this area right here. Since this is like 2K type of primer and base and clear, I thought about using this can. Let me see if I can find it. I thought about using this stuff. It's Goof Off graffiti remover, but this will actually not work because this only takes off paint that doesn't have a hardener in it, like an activator. I can use it on my wheels because those are rattle can, but since this is like an activated type of primer and overspray, it would not work. So I have really no choice but just to get some 1000 grit sandpaper with a little soap and water and try and cut it down a little bit and use some polish or some rubbing compound and then polish it up, and let's see if I could actually get this looking a little bit decent instead of having this haze this haze that's all over it. So yeah, so it should really look like this, like real glossy, but yeah, I'm gonna try my best and let's see if I can do this. Alright, so I don't know how much it's gonna pick up, but I did a little spot right here and it actually feels pretty smooth. You could still see where there's overspray, but I'm gonna keep at this area, and yeah, I gotta go way more, but yeah, but try and take off all of this overspray, and I'm just gonna polish this part. If I can get this part looking decent, I'm gonna end up doing all the way from here all the way down and like cut off like right here and just clean this with soap and water. Alright, so I finally got this spot right here kind of decent. I don't know how much this is gonna pick up, but I got it with 1000 grit. Next one is gonna be 2500. I actually found this. I bought this like a year ago, so it's kind of cool, you know, keeping old supplies. So I'm gonna try 2500 grit. I had no 1500 grit to go after the 1000, but this should take out these scratches eventually. And let's see, after this I'm gonna polish it. Let's see if I can get rid of that and make it pretty shiny. So I got this sanded down with 2500 grit, and it's actually very, very smooth. I'm gonna be using some of this stuff. It's like some of my favorite product in the world, stuff that I use. It's made by McGuire's. It's a Mirror Glaze 105 Ultra Cut Compound. They have an M105 and an M205. This is the more like the rubbing compound, a little bit more aggressive stuff. And they have a 205, which I believe is the polish, and that's what gets you the goodness. But I use just basic turtle wax. This is the stuff that you can buy at the shelf of any auto parts store. This stuff you cannot buy in any stores. This is like online or a special detail shop, or like a paint shop would actually sell this, but like probably in bulk. This is like the test sample or whatever. But yeah, so instead of using the 205, I just jumped to this kind of, you know, run-of-the-mill type of turtle wax, and this actually does a pretty good job as far as polishing. It takes a little bit more effort, but it's cheap as hell, and it's easily available compared to this stuff. So I'm gonna use this to compound, this to polish, and let's see if I can get this looking like glass. Alright, so basically it was a success. You can see that it's very shiny now, and yeah, that's gonna come out pretty good. So I'm gonna go and do the whole thing all the way up. I'm gonna very much avoid this. I have no masking tape on me, but it's best to put masking tape on these just so you don't nick them or anything. But yeah, I'm going to watch out for these and do everything in here. I probably don't have to like cut and buff here, but along here there's a lot of overspray, especially right here. So let me get this done and I'll show you after. Alright, so it took me about 10 minutes to sand down all this right here. Like these right here, just little dents and scratches from the actual thing. Like when this goes right there, it happened to me a few times and they were already there. So I'm not really worried about this. Right here, I actually ended up burning through because this basin clear that Honda put, or practically almost any manufacturer puts very minimal paint inside here, you know, to save product. So since it's so clear, I mean so thin, I burned through it, but this is how it looks all sanded down. So now I'm gonna go over everything with 2500 and then polish it, and let's see how it looks. And also right here, I can't really get all in here, all the primer out, because like I said, I started to burn through a little bit right here because it's just so thin. So I'm just gonna have to live with this line, but all this could at least stay just glossy black like it should be. Alright, I'm all done. That's how it looks like. It's not bad, just the way it's supposed to be. I can't really help this, like I said, but this is way better than what it was. The only bad part is that I have all of this, and let me see how it looks like on the other side. Yep, I got the same thing over here, all the way down, and most definitely, yep, on this side too. So this is gonna be a little project of mine. I guess like every week I'll chip away at it, but that's basically how it should be done, because you can't really use any type of chemical on here. You could only just sand it down lightly, take it off, and then polish it back up like it was. But I don't know if you could see the reflection, but alright, what's up guys? I'm back with another little updated video of the car. Just doing little things here and there. What I'm doing is I'm putting the oh, and by the way, I'm pretty sick right now, so if I sound a little weird, my bad. I'm putting the fender liners back in. I'm just using some all-purpose cleaner to put these back in, because you know it looks pretty cheap without them. I got the clips for them right there. I took out this bumper brace bracket out of here, and you could see that all my sanding is still here from at school when I sanded this down, when I DA'd the red hood. And you could see, you know, just your average overspray right here, and overspray right here, which is completely normal for a basic respray. If you want this absolutely perfect, you'll have to pay big bucks for that. But for a basic respray, that's how it looks, you know, because you know it's only original once. And that looks pretty bad, so I'm gonna try and take off this hardware, and I want to take out the light and clean up the light and stuff, and take as much of this paint off the radius for as possible. And new mirrors, I'm gonna get new mirrors, OEM mirrors. I'm not gonna go with the spoon mirrors anymore, like most of you know. I posted on Instagram. I actually used some trim paint on here, and I'm gonna use some of this stuff. It's called Goof Off Graffiti Remover, and that stuff, it takes off pretty much anything that doesn't have a hardener. And I've used it in the past on these, so I'm gonna go all around and take that chipping paint off, which the shop did that when they masked up the window and they peeled it off. It took off this paint, so now it looks like ass. And this little channel right here, my bad, this thing's not even focusing for nothing. Yeah, it's got like this wet sand all in there, and I'm gonna end up just washing all that out eventually. Probably not now, but yeah, sooner or later. So yeah. Alright, so this is a little before and after. I cleaned up this one, and I went into like an industrial part of LA, and it was raining, and that's how it looked before. Pretty disgusting. So, you know, I kind of wanted to make sure I took this stuff off before I sent the car to paint, you know, because I know I couldn't get all of it off with the hose. And plus I didn't want them oversprayed either, so I'm gonna clean this one and pop them back on. Alright, I don't know what I ran over, but I seriously can't get this stuff off. It's some type of paint or something, but you know, I don't see anything on the inside or suspension or whatever, but I think this was mixed in with that mud that I drove over. So I got both of these cleaned and now I'm ready to install. And by the way, look at that, I need some tires pretty soon. Alright, so I try to make it a little bit better, which I did, the molding, by taking off that flaking paint. But then I quickly realized, you know, paint stripper, paint remover next to, you know, fresh paint, it probably wouldn't be a good idea. So I quickly just stopped doing it because I don't want to, you know, get any on the car. Even though I was doing it with the you know, microfiber, I was spraying it on this and then putting it on there. Yeah, I just didn't want to risk it, so I'll probably just find another way, or just wait till it completely clears, mask up everything, and reshoot them. Oh, and by the way, I was doing about 80-85 on the highway, barely keeping up with quick ass traffic, and this molding right here, it just totally blew right off. And I was surprised it didn't hit anybody else on the highway. It's pretty crazy that I thought the shop put it in nice. That one, it seems pretty firm, but this one escaped, so I gotta go to the junkyard and get that. But yeah, but I'm pretty sick right now, so I'm gonna just wrap it up. And these are just little video clips that I'm just gonna throw together and yeah, just post it up.